Well, I'm going to give this another try. I've been attempting to make this video a couple of times, and I've had several takes. But anyway, I've never done this before. It's kind of an interesting approach to doing a little catch-up. It's been a long time. Fort Knox was back in what, 1967 and 68? Yeah, I guess it was 67. But anyway, since then, of course, a lot of things have happened and a lot of changes took place. Fortunately, they were all positive and nothing really negative. We lost a couple of family members over the years, but that's expected. I lost my mother in 85 at 67, and father passed away at 88, about 5 years ago. He spent about 10 years in a nursing home on the Jersey Shore in Toms River, and they kept him comfortable, and he never complained. He was an outstanding individual. But anyway, after OCS, I ended up at Fort Bragg and went through a little tumultuous marriage at the time. Nothing serious, but we just decided that it wasn't a good idea to be married, and we ended up getting divorced. And from Fort Bragg, I got involved in a company commander job there, actually a headquarters detachment in the Signal Battalion. Here I was an armored officer. But, you know, we do what the Army wanted us to do, and that's what I was doing, and that was okay. And then I got an opportunity to go to flight school. I had already taken a written exam while I was in OCS, but never pursued it. And here I was in North Carolina, and I got a ride in a helicopter, and I said, hey, how do I do this? So the next thing I know, I'm on my way to flight school. And in September of '68, I guess it was, entered flight school in Fort Walters, Texas. And flight school was a very, very good experience. We had a lot of fun. We made a lot of money at that time. And the flying was great. It was just really a good deal. Got out of the flight school up in '69. I guess around August '69, I had to have some surgery taken care of on an eye problem we discovered in one of the flight physicals. Got that taken care of, and I got out and was on my way to Vietnam. And then they canceled my orders, and I stayed for another 6 months in the States back at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where in that time period I got remarried to Marianne. And Marianne and I ended up having 2 children after I came back from Vietnam. One at Fort Jackson, where I was stationed, and had the opportunity to run a basic training company there. That was kind of a good job. That was really a good job. But then as the force was reducing and we were withdrawing from the Vietnam deal, I ended up getting hit in the RIF. So in '72 I found myself back in the civilian market. And I rejoined Manpower down in Columbia, South Carolina, where they put me into a management training program, and I moved along to getting promoted to the branch manager of Erie, Pennsylvania. Went up there in '73. Actually stayed there up until about '79, so I spent 7 years up there. And we added another addition to our family, so we had Kirsten while we were up in Erie, and I had Suzanne when I was still in Fort Jackson. And they've done very well. I'm very proud of both of them. Suzanne, the older of the 2, is currently a major in the Air Force. She has 17 years as of this September, and she will be married 1 year as of this September. And the other, and Kirsten, she's a chemical engineer working for Toyota. So they're both kind of overachievers, but it's great. It's better to be an overachiever in that direction. So we feel very fortunate that they turned out the way they did. As far as my career growth went, I really can't say I ever had a real career. Left Manpower back in the early '80s. We parted ways after I was down here about 1.5 years. And I've been kind of doing entrepreneurial pursuits. I've been in the insurance business and been in the real estate development business, where we did, flipping properties, remodeling, and all that good stuff. Got into car sales, got into mortgage brokerage, even got into the taxi cab business. For a while I was in the merchant account business for credit cards, and you know, a lot of stuff works, but it doesn't last forever. So anyway, the one that I did find that I enjoyed the most was doing the taxi cab, so I was able to do that on a part-time basis whenever I felt like going out and driving around the city for a night. I could go down and get a cab. I'm at a point now where I do it a lot more often than I thought I would do it, but that's okay. It just keeps me busy. I have something to do. Got divorced back in the early 80s, and in the early 90s met a great lady who has been my companion and best friend, and we've been together 21 years without the bond of marriage, but we both kind of like it that way. We get along better that way. In fact, Pat and my ex-wife Mary Ann are best of friends, ironically. Put that together. But they get along very well. They after Mary Ann's husband passed away, it'll be 2 years, or it was 2 years in August, she and Pat kind of bonded, and they're together 1 or 2 days every week. And we spend a lot of time going out to dinner on Sunday afternoons, and that, you know, it's not a real exciting existence, but it's good, it's fun. Kids are doing good. Suzanne's getting transferred back to Colorado Springs, where she'd been for a couple of years, and that's where her husband is from. She'll be working in the Cheyenne Mountain, and she's got a pretty responsible position. She's the one that lets us know when the bad guys are sending missiles our way. So she's in the missile defense area. And like I said, she's done pretty good. I've been doing okay. Finally quit smoking after close to 50 years. And just did it saying, hey, I'm not going to smoke today. So I haven't smoked today for the last 2.5 years. And it's a good deal. It was a good thing to do at that time. I've been using the VA for medical purposes, and fortunately it wasn't any reason I had to go there, except they wanted me to get a medical update for the taxi cab business, and next thing you know, the VA, they get a hold of you, and bingo, you're in there every 6 months, and they got eye exams, and they got hearing tests, and they got the blood work and everything else, and it's really fantastic. And the facility we have here in Louisville is superb. Had some plastic surgery done last September for some basal skin cancer right here on my upper lip, and man, the guys did a great job. He told me not to shave after he did the surgery, so I haven't shaved since, as you can tell. But anyway, I just wanted to, communicate with you this way. Hope it works. I'll find out in a minute, and hopefully we can keep in touch. I've been looking at your Facebook page. It's rather interesting. I've got one too. I don't know where half the pictures came from because I don't know half the people, but I'm going to start getting that straightened out. I do have a lot of pictures I've taken on vacations and the family up at Walmart, and I believe there's a way those pictures can be shared to the public. If there's a way to do it, I'm sure there is. I'll pass it on to you, and in your leisure, if you so desire, you can take a look at it and see what my life has been like for the last 10, 20 years. In the meantime, it's good to talk to you. I hope this doesn't bore you, and it's a different approach. So until later, take care.